Hello, this is Theresa and welcome to my channel. This video is to showcase a finished journal. So there's been some talk lately in chats about how many journals we've got going at one time, and do we ever really finish a journal? Well, I definitely have. The last one that I finished was, I think, my Tattered Bunny journal, and I did finish either after that or before that. I'm just reaching for it. Let's see. I'm going to go back to that journal in just a minute. This is an envelope journal that I made. And I think I basically finished it. It's a naked journal, so I haven't done any decorating in it. I haven't even there's built-in pockets, and I just put a little piece of paper there to make it obvious that that's what goes there, is some paper. But there's built-in pockets because of the envelopes. And then here's a little journaling section. And another little journaling section. And then we have some more envelopes with built-in pockets because they're envelopes. Oh, hi, Joan. You were thinking of me. I hope it was good thoughts. Sorry, I got excited and my voice squeaked. So this one is basically done, but like I said, it's a naked journal. So I might use it for a, I don't know, a giveaway. Like, where am I at right now? I'm at 561 subscribers. So when I get to 600, I might use something like this for a giveaway. I do enjoy giving things away. Then this is my grunge journal from the Junk Journal Madness collaboration, and this month it's grunge. So this one has a little note on it that I wanted tabs for reverse side flowers for. I have no idea what that means. So don't read my note, because if I'm confused, you know you're going to be confused. And thank you, Joan. I'm glad you were able to catch me. Oh yeah, me too, about the internet. So let's see. 1, 2. Now I'm going to see how long it takes for that to show up on the screen. Looking like it's going to be about 4 minutes. That wasn't too bad of a lag. Oh goodness. So this is my grunge journal. Thank you. Thank you, Joan. And so it does have pockets, and there's a little envelope. And everything's a bit camouflaged here. It's hard to tell what's here, so I might work on that a little bit. Oh, this is an accordion typed journal. That's right. So we've got some corner tucks here and an envelope pocket that Opens up right there. And I must have forgotten that what I was doing, but that's okay to just put something right there. Nice Italian book page. There's a pocket, flip, and that's just a pocket in a pocket. Nice tab, top tuck. That needs some tape on it. I'm not going to do it right now though. This is a nice pocket. Little journal card. I like this one. This one I felt really good about doing. And okay, this was the front. I don't think I started with this. So this is the front, and it actually has a belly band right here with a little journal card in it. That's from Stamperia craft paper. This is a tuck spot here. We've got a pocket here. I made more progress on the front of it. This is all rough here. Lots of texture. A nice vintage postcard, or it's not really a postcard. I don't know what it is. Something I got from Rachel at Roxy's Creations, I'm sure. But it's a flip up. And these folks were obviously declined. I don't know what they were declined for. And this is another nice little pocket. And I had plans for this. I don't know if I was going to put my tattered flowers on there. I think I was going to do something like that. I don't know, I have to finish my Raggedy Turtle Bloom journal before I use these on anything else. So this one is, oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Hello, Dawn, welcome. And this one's not done. So today is the 27th, so we've got 3 more days left of the month. Actually more, but I'm leaving on Saturday morning. Thank you, Dawn. So anyways, maybe I'll get a chance to work on that some more for Junk Journal Madness in the next couple of days. But I used up all of my thought process and brain power today finishing up this. This is completely done. This is my Ephemera stash book, and just peeking at the chat there. So the cover's very basic. And I did use some of my layered flowers for the cover. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 signatures. And the signatures are basically one piece of photo mat paper for each signature. But for one signature, let's see, for this last signature, I added a page here. I added a flip page here, and I added a flip page here. And then I thought I did something else. I thought I tucked something in. So this is actually, this page is an extra page, and it's tucked into here. So it will come out, and it has a pocket on the back. Oh, come on now, don't fight me. All right, we'll do it later. So this thing is chock full of ephemera. The last week, I've been going on live chats and just working my heart out, cutting ephemera out and inking and all that fun stuff. I used my Cricut a ton, and I cut out a ton too. So this first inside of the cover has two pockets, and these pockets are holding these spools. There are two types of spools, one that have a decorative top and then one that looks more like a basic spool. And these are a lot of fun to use. So I just tied wrapped little pieces of ribbon around them, and I'm having fun because I'm using my vintage straight pins that I got from Vanessa in one of my orders that I ordered from her in the past. So these little vintage pins are just perfect for these little things. So that's just some measuring tape type ribbon that I bought, and then the other was the Tim Holtz ribbon that came with my fabric that I bought from One Ed. And then this is just a little piece of sari silk. And then I even have one that just has a little pin in preparation for wrapping a little something around there. So it's going to be real iffy as to how many times I poked my fingers. I already poked my finger once. This is a cross, what does she call it? A cross something pocket. And so it's really roomy. I'm putting my envelopes in there. So I have two bigger size envelopes, and then I have two smaller size envelopes. Look at this paper. I just love that paper, and I just love it. I mean, the blues are so different, except for maybe right about there they match up, and that matches up, but I just love the contrast. I'm not usually a contrast, in your face contrast girl, but that one I just really love. I have my moments. So then I just sewed a little lace pocket on the bottom, and I put my wax seals, my faux wax seals in there. Some of the ephemera I did on my photo mat cardstock, my Canon photo mat cardstock. The pages I did on that. And then some I just used my regular 32-pound Epson copy paper. I can't remember exactly. Let me look. Hammer mill. I use hammer mill. this is the flip pocket, and this is a flip, well, yeah, flip, and it has pockets. These are really, really handy. Hi, Rhea. Yeah, I am so thankful that I found Debbie. I just love, now, in case you guys haven't watched my previous video, it's Debbie, and she's with inked paper. And Rhea, if you can, I know you can't do a link, but if you could copy and paste her channel, because I think it's Inked Paper Journals, I believe is the name of her channel. But this stuff, here, let me just show you right here. This is a coin envelope. And did you see how smooth it came out of that pocket? And it has stuff in it. So I put a postcard here because that's what's in here, is these little postcards. And these, I believe I did those just on paper. So unlike Debbie, I did some of my stuff on paper and some of my stuff on cardstock or the photo mat paper. And I believe that I was able to see a big difference between how chunky her journal got compared to my journal. And my journal is just right. I'm very comfortable with it. So look how easy that slides into that pocket. Hi, Dana. I am just amazed. These just slide in and out so smooth. So this coin envelope has these little labels. This one has these labels, and this has these labels. This has tabs, and this has these types of labels. And she gives you so much. I have overflow right here, and we have some tags, and we have some tuck spots, and the papers are just to die for. I am, every time I ink on these papers, I am so amazed at how these papers take ink. You know, when you first start junk journaling and things start coming together for you, just those endorphins that get released, I just love the way the ink takes to this paper. And these papers are beautiful. Then she has these big labels like these. So a lot of times anything that I think I'm going to just glue down flat somewhere, I'll do it on my hammer milled copy paper. Tags are often a good thing to put on heavier duty papers, so I will do that. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful image? More pockets here. Here I've got 2-inch circles, and here I've got 1-inch circles, and down here are 1 3/4 inch circles, because when I first started doing this I couldn't find my 2-inch punch, so I just used my 1 3/4 inch punch. So that's why I have 3 sizes instead of 2. Here I have tickets. Nothing in that pocket, some more tickets there. I have lots of empty pockets. That's really cool. And then this is a great spot for a big tag, but right now I just have the template for the binding in here. So her kits are free. I mean, how would I say that, Rhea? She offers monthly free kits, I guess is the right way to say it. And this one was her ephemera stash, and I think she called it a journal. I don't guess that it really matters either way. But here's the template for inside the signature, and then this is the template for inside of the binder piece that the signature's also into. very handy, very nice. She showed a technique that I've never used before, where you start in the middle and go up or down, and then you don't tie it off. You could go over to the next line and go up and down, and then, well, you do knot it in the back, but you don't cut it. And then you go to the next one. And this was my first try at something like that, so I would honestly evaluate my journal. She just started doing the full-on monthly kits. Used to be a 3-ish page freebie every week. So wow, she really, you guys need to take advantage of this, even if it's just to go get the papers. It's a heck of a deal. But anyways, my signatures, I would say, are a little loose. See that? From trying that new technique. But, hi Theresa. I would definitely try it again, because I think it's really cool. Where am I at? That, then that, then that. These are cool, these little side pockets. Look at that, that's so pretty. It's all very pretty. That's empty. This one is like letter fronts. Well, it's lots of different stuff. So pretty. This is an empty pocket. This is an empty pocket. What did I, oh, this is a folder. So when I put these pockets in, there's 2 of these pockets, because there's 2 folders, and these pockets were designed for these folders. So excuse me, these pockets came out like the second week, and so I didn't really know what to do with them, so I put one here and one there. Well, I was supposed to save them, and so I tore the other one off, so I had to do a little fixing up here for that reason. And again, look how beautiful this folder fits in this pocket, and this folder has stuff in it. I sound like a used car salesperson. And so we've got 4 pockets on the inside, and my edit to this was I took out my container of vintage book page scraps, and I made some little pockets here for these little tiny labels that are in here. And then there's some taller labels here that are more than one word, like welcome, magic, and I don't really know what that would mean, but radiate love, that's cool. That's a piece of garbage. Dream big, quiet joy, seek truth. I've got my eye on a detective kit next. That is, yeah, I'll give you more details about that later. Let's stay focused on this. These are called tiles. She had this sheet of these images, and she called them tiles. And I think it was these. I might be wrong, but maybe I'm wrong. There was one where she said it's good because you could use like the picture, or you could cut the image out, like fussy cut it. I don't think it was this one. And then on the back here, I just put some vintage book paper scraps back here for whatever may come, because on her last video she was saying she used the very back pocket of her journal to just put some different things that you might want to have handy when you're making a journal. This one I edited by putting some vellum on here and I sewed it. This is the other side where I had to fix the boo-boo. These are some of the biggest tags that she has, I think. This is a different piece of ephemera than what I've seen before. Whoops. So it kind of looks like a file folder here with a tab, and then it pulls open and it has pockets. I think she glued all her pockets like on the inside because she provides 4 of these, but I didn't like how much that can't think. I keep thinking bogged, but it didn't flow very easy. So I put the other pockets on the back, and then I accordion folded this instead of like trying to go like this and like that. I didn't like how that did either. And then I just put an eyelet in here and wrapped this twine around. So Rhea, am I saying your name right? Is it Rhea or is it Ray? It might be Ray. And I put, so funny, on the very first video, she said, whoops, I didn't take my message off. She said she had a belly band and she was going to put a belly band on. So I never caught where she used the belly band. So I think this was the belly band, and I took it out and I just made a horizontal belly band. So maybe what I like to do, and I might even do it with one of these tags, is I like to make a little notebook and hang the notebook over this kind of thing. So that's why I got that there. And this is from, I think this is from another kit, the kit right before this one. I don't know, I ended up with some really colorful pieces from something else, and I had printed that out and I just threw that on there. This is one of her long pockets. She has these long pockets like this and like this, and I took one of them and I did a wraparound with it. And then I took one of these pockets and laid it over this pocket. So you've got a pocket there and you've got a pocket there. And this is another one of those that folds out. Yeah, right. And then lots of tucks, corner tucks. And her gussets are real easy to work with. Oh, and here's another side pocket that's empty. I don't have anything in it. So pretty much this whole page is my design on this one. And this is another folder, and it has labels in it. And this one has more 1-inch circles in it. I have a lot of 1-inch circles. Most of my ephemera is inked already, so it's ready to come out and go on my project. Lots of different size labels here. And then this is some more ephemera. And this is what came out in the most recent chapter of the kit. And that's what she calls it, is chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. And it's all of this kit for the ephemera stash journal. So it starts off with the cover, telling you how to put the cover together and the pages that you need to print for the cover. But yeah, I didn't cut these out yet. So like I said, most of my stuff is cut out and pre-inked, but not that. Here's some little teeny tiny tags that I did on the photo mat paper, so it's more heavyweight. And I did punch a hole in all of them because I like to use my hemp twine for that kind of thing. Here's some more little tags. She was very focused on neutral colors, which is great, so that you can adapt it to just about. Now, anytime I use this vellum, that's my little take on it. So I like to do this a lot. I like to have like a regular size pocket, and then I like to have smaller vellum pockets in front for the smaller things. I was thinking that it would be fun to maybe print all the pockets in vellum, and that would make it easy for you to see for some things that are smaller. Here's some small size tags, which I just use the smaller hole on the crocodile to punch that. So much variety. Different shapes. You got corners and rounded and slants. Lots of variety. Look at that. That is so cool. These have 3 pockets here and 3 pockets here. These are some more coin envelopes. You can't go wrong with this kit. Here's some more ephemera. These are butterflies. These are flowers. And these are mushrooms. This is just one of the bigger pieces that she had in the ephemera. Here are some tags that have tuck spots. I want to do that. So that would be a great place for something like this. And I don't know what these were for. I forget. I think they had something to do with maybe pockets. There are a couple files of ATC cards that I didn't even print out. This was my own design for this, and when I was working on it, it was a little too long here, so I folded it over and made a little tuck spot here and punched it with the design punch. Got a corner pocket here. These are some slanted pockets, some extra slanted pockets, all in here. So I have a corner tuck and I have an up tuck here. I tried to do some of my own stuff to remember things that I like to put in my journals. There's one of those big pockets, and I took a strip of paper. This might have been the belly band. I don't think so, but it might have been. This was a scrap that I was hanging on to, so I just turned that into a belly band right there. Not sure if I'm going to leave it that way. I might go ahead and glue and have it as a tuck spot. But these big pockets are great for bigger things. Like, what were these? What were these, Rhea? Were these journal cards? I probably, if these are journal cards, I'm going to need to back them. So I'll probably end up backing those. They could be used in a frame, though. Actually, what she said, these were frames. I just remembered. So, and what she said about this was, these are frames, and she said, like, you could cut the image out. And the way this image, I keep touching it and thinking, is that glued on there? It looks like it's glued on there. It is very cool. She's a good artist, man. You could cut these out and just use this as a frame. So, you know, with it being a digital kit, you might want to print 2 sets of this and make one into extra frames and one just to be framed like that, as like a journal card or something. Here's some more of the big ephemera. This is one of the biggest pieces of that ephemera. So I had this empty pocket here, so I tucked some of them back here. Then we have some more tags. Love that. I just constantly gravitate to this one because I love that story, Emma. I haven't read the novel, but I did watch the movie. Sometimes you just gotta watch the movie. And that's it. And I remembered to sign this journal, which I usually don't remember to do that. Oh, there's more. There is so much more. There's a couple sheets that are journal cards, and it's kind of like paper, like when you know, I see it all the time and now I'm not seeing it. Oh, wait, if I take this out, kind of like this, and it's the intention, she said, was to cut these out into journal cards. So I did print those out, but I didn't do anything with them. Trying to figure out, oh, because I rounded that. That's why it's looking funny. But wow, isn't this great? She has weekly tutorials, and so if you didn't want to go off on your own and do your own thing with this, you can follow her tutorial. Now, I will say about the cover, so there's, let's see, how was this? There was a sheet here, and a sheet here, and then a sheet here, and a sheet here, I think. And then she had a piece here and a piece on for the inside like that. And so I loved it. It looked great and everything, but every time I'd pick up the journal, like with one hand, it would go, it would slop over to the side. And after a couple weeks of that, I couldn't handle it anymore. So I printed out this one because she has like 2 or 3 different options for the cover. And so I printed this one out on my ivory cardstock, and I layered it on top of here, and then that's how I did this stuff with the lace and this and the flowers. And it did exactly what I was hoping it would do. It stabilized it. So now I can hold it with one hand and it doesn't go, you know, it now it doesn't lay, I think it laid flatter. I don't know. Maybe that's not why it won't lay flatter. Maybe it won't lay flatter because it's so chunky. But it's not annoying chunky as far as I'm concerned. It's not overly chunky. And I wouldn't call it an alligator mouth because it looks the same way there as it does there. Thank you, Rhea. Thank you very much. So I would say it lays just perfect. But fortunately, I was able to put on the brakes and start using regular paper, like this is regular paper, before this thing did. If I would have used all cardstock, it would have been too chunky for me. And Rhea says, yes, that was the lay flat method. So I love that a lot. And I am pretty sure I will be using this design for future journals because I love it a lot. I think it's great. I was thinking earlier, maybe I would do one that each signature had cardstock and a regular piece of paper. So 2 pages in a signature, and then I could add on as I want. But where's my pocket here? Oh, see, I put a pocket there, and then I put a flip there, and then I made this kind of folder. This was all my idea. And then I just slipped this folder in here, and then just added some pockets because she gives you lots of pockets. But yeah, like Bria says, yeah, you can make it with anything you want. And I'm sure it's going to turn out gorgeous for you. I may put some corners on there. I probably will put some corners on the cover. That would look nice. But I hope you enjoyed this flip through. And if you have any questions about this, please feel free to write it in the comments after the video uploads. And I will remember to give Debbie a shout out in the description and put a link to her channel. And I think I can put a link to her first video that shows you got to sign up for the kit, and then each week she sends out an email, and then you're able to follow the email to be able to get the second chapter. So thank you very much for joining me tonight and being a part of the chat. It was lovely to talk to you, Rhea, and I hope I was just so captivating is why my other peeps didn't talk during this time. But looks like most of you are still here because it still says that 9 are watching. Thanks for everybody who has subscribed recently. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for all your chatting. Thanks for all your likes. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Before I go, I do want to give a quick shout out for my Ko-fi shop. Please go over there and follow it, because you never know when I might have something available for a really good price, because I'm just a de-stasher, and I might have something that you could use. So we will see you in the next video. Take care.